What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about launch strategy. If you're just launching a brand new listing for the first time in 2024 on Airbnb, or really for that matter, any other short-term rental platform, the launch period for your new property is one of the most important, if not the most important time for your listing to perform really, really well. It's going to set the stage for how well your listing is going to perform longer term. And you want to make sure you're using the most up-to-date strategies so that you're not leaving a whole bunch of money on the table. Airbnb has changed a number of things since they first got started, and even over the last 6 and 12 months here, about how you need to optimize your property, what you need to actually do in order for it to perform really well in search rankings. And I want to share with you all of my tips and tricks and strategies for performing really well out of the gate on a launch of a new property. And I'm going to specifically share with you towards the end of the video as well, some of the things you want to be really, really careful of that are new updates to the way these different search algorithms work and what you need to do in order to perform on a launch. So to start with, you want to make sure that you're launching on the best foot. And so in order to succeed with a property long-term, it's super, super important that you launch once everything is fully optimized and ready to go. I see a lot of people taking shortcuts on this and thinking, well, I can just wait and get professional photography a couple of months down the road or a week from now. Why don't I just shoot some pictures with my phone and then just launch it and get it up there so I don't miss out on any bookings? Or you'll be missing a large furniture piece that, is going to be delayed because of delivery timelines, these different things. And so you go, well, why don't I get the photographer over here, get them to shoot it, and then I'll just get them to come back in a month from now or 2 months from now and come and shoot that big furniture item or that big amenity or whatever it might be. There's a bunch of different ways that I see people cutting corners just to get their listing live on the market as quickly as possible, and I highly recommend against doing that. The reality is that doing any kind of corner cutting before launch is a really good example of the common saying, you're stepping over dollars to pick up pennies. Yeah, sure. You may get an extra 1 or 2 or 3 nights booked. Heck, you might even get an extra couple of weeks booked if you're able to launch sooner rather than later. So I'm not saying slow down and just wait and let the property sit vacant. But the reality is that you're going to pay a price if you have to cut corners in order to get those extra few nights of bookings. And the corners that you cut are going to cost you a lot more in the long run than what you're going to make in additional income by getting those few extra nights booked. Because what ends up happening is if you launch with a suboptimal listing, sure, you might get a couple of those extra nights booked, but your conversion rate on your launch is going to be lower because fewer people are going to want to book your place because either you don't have the right photography, or you didn't spend enough time on optimizing the listing, or you don't have the right amenities or all the furniture, all these different things. And so because that conversion rate is going to be lower, you're going to miss out on bookings as well. And so you might be thinking to yourself, well, what does it really matter? It's going to even out in the end. I'll make a few extra bookings by getting it up earlier. I'll miss out on maybe a booking or two long run. But the problem there is that if you miss out on a couple of bookings and your conversion rate drops, now suddenly, instead of being at the top of the first page of search results long term on Airbnb, when they see that your conversion rate is really high and want to highlight your property to more people, now you're suddenly further down on that page, or you drop to the second page, or the third, or the fourth. And that is where you really see the cost come in. Because if long-term, over the next 6 months, you end up being on page 2 or 3 or 4 of the search results as opposed to page 1, you're going to miss out on countless additional bookings that you could have otherwise gotten on your property. And that is undoubtedly going to cost you a lot more than those few extra nights you would have filled up. Guys, just want to take a quick break here to say that for those of you watching who want to build cash flow and long-term wealth by purchasing Airbnbs and short-term rental properties, there's a link in the description right down below for a free training that'll walk you through my exact strategy for investing successfully in Airbnbs. Now, if you're not ready to actually buy properties and you want to get started managing other people's properties on Airbnb the same way I got started and build a full-time income managing other people's properties, there's actually another free training linked in the description down below as well that'll be a really great fit for you. So whether you want to invest in short-term rental properties and actually build amazing cash flow and long-term wealth by acquiring the assets, buying the properties themselves, or you're looking to earn a full-time income managing other people's properties on Airbnb, we've got some awesome trainings that are linked in the description down below that'll definitely help you out. When you sign up for the trainings, we're also going to send you a few other tools and resources completely for free just to help you get started. Again, the links to sign up are in the description down below, and both trainings and all of the tools are completely free. So make sure to register for the trainings, links in the description down below. Now, the big problem with Airbnb and performing really well on it is that if you perform really well, it's a positive flywheel, but if you perform really poorly, it's a negative flywheel. So launching it effectively means that you're going to fall lower into the search results. Falling lower into the search results means that you're now going to get fewer bookings. Getting fewer bookings means you're going to now fall lower into the search results. And you can see already how that cycle starts to emerge, and now you're headed in the wrong direction. Whereas if you launch really, really well, you nail everything, you come out of the gate really, really strong, then you're going to get a whole bunch of bookings. Because you get a whole bunch of bookings, you climb up higher in the search results. Because you climb up higher in the search results, as long as you keep doing things well, you're going to get more bookings. And because you get more bookings, higher up in the search results you go. So you get a positive flywheel effect going in the other direction. So that's ultimately what you want, which is why it's so important to not cut any corners. Now, one additional thing that's relatively new to Airbnb's search algorithm is the way that they factor reviews into your search performance. Now, it used to be long ago that just basically all you had to do to get up higher in the search results was get good conversions. And as long as you did that, you're going to climb higher. But now Airbnb is focused not only on generating immediate results from getting people to book properties on Airbnb, but they're also thinking long-term as a company. And they know that it's going to be really important that the guests that book through Airbnb actually have a really great experience and leave a positive review, so that way they're going to come back to Airbnb as a platform the next time that they want to book a place for travel. And so for that reason, it's increasingly more and more important to make sure that you get really, really happy, satisfied guests. Now, one thing that's really cool, in my opinion, about the way that Airbnb now does this is that they'll recommend your property more to the specific types of guest profiles that actually tend to book with you and leave really positive reviews. So if Airbnb sees that groups of 8 keep coming and staying at your property and they keep having an incredible time and leaving you a bunch of 5-star reviews, then when people are searching for a place to stay for 8 people in their group, they're going to be more likely to show your listing higher up in the search results. Similarly, if people who have groups of 2 people now suddenly are staying at your place, but they're not leaving very positive reviews, they're going to stop showing your property as much to those types of travelers. So it's really, really important that you get great reviews overall and that you have a good guest satisfaction process in place to make sure you get great reviews, because not only is that going to give you better rankings, which is going to increase your conversion rate, but it's also going to lead to more traffic as Airbnb shows your listings to more people. But you also want to make sure, especially sure, that you're catering really effectively and making sure you get really, really great reviews from any guests that are staying who are your ideal avatar guests. So for me, with larger properties, that means that I really want to pay attention to do a great job of satisfying my larger groups of guests, 8, 10 people, because I know those are the groups that are typically willing to pay the most for the property. They're willing to pay top dollar. And so if I get really great reviews and get my listing shown to more of those groups, I'm going to be able to accommodate higher nightly rates. I'm going to get more revenue, more money for me. So that ultimately is a really important piece that you want to factor in, is just making sure you have a really robust guest satisfaction process in place to make sure you're constantly getting great reviews, and pay extra special attention to making sure you get great reviews from any of those ideal avatar guests that are staying with you, that are high dollar value guests that you know you want to make sure stay with you again. Also gives you a reason to maybe go a little bit above and beyond with something like a gift basket, or maybe just additional support for any of those, more ideal guests that are paying a premium to stay at your place. So those are all the things that you need to do and that I would highly recommend you do if you want to launch a new listing successfully and come out of the gate strong here in 2024. If you have any other thoughts, questions, comments, anything you want to ask me or let me know about, just let me know in the comment section down below. If you liked this video, if it was valuable for you, if it gave you some insights you didn't have before, or if you just want to support me and support the channel, make sure you take half a second and just hit the like button down below the video. It really does help me out tremendously with growing this channel and getting these videos in front of more people. So for any of you guys that do just take half a second out of your day and hit that like button there, just know that I really, really do appreciate it. Last but not least, if you are here watching this video and you're not yet subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button and do so. We post 2 new videos every single week here on the channel and have been for years now, helping you to succeed with Airbnb and short-term rentals, whether you're managing other people's properties properties, hosting, investing, whatever it might be. And by the way, we've got links down in the description for some free trainings down below. They're going to help you with any of that. So hopefully this is all helpful for you. If it was, again, let me know. Like the video, give me a comment, subscribe. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.